3 nights in a row. I used to do it.
Welcome in, everybody. Eric is vibing. We might have a new intro here soon with some, mixing some stuff up.
Wait a minute. That was too short, man. You know I love it.
I know.
What's up?
Me and Trevor been working on something, so we're gonna. It's gonna be a little longer. But I'll let you know. We're working on something. Anyways, I'm Isaiah, Duval's finest, here with Third and Teal with another episode. We got a guest on today, Mike from That Real Texas Team podcast. We got Mike here from his things that he's going to talk about and shamelessly plug and send me links to, so y'all can go look at. What you got, Mike? How you doing?
Like I said, Mike S. You can find me at Mass 3 Productions on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Sadly, no TikTok. I had to avoid that one because I'm a grown man, so I had to leave the TikTok alone. But everything else, Mass 3 Productions, videography, photography, music production, anything you want to get at me, check me out.
Sweet. Hell yeah, good to hear it. That'll be linked below, like I mentioned. Trevor, how you doing, buddy?
No, we doing, man. We doing. It's been a long day.
So
we doing.
Yeah. Eric, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Feeling the vibe tonight. And I'm gonna say, everybody, all my people down there in Florida, hey man, y'all be safe down there, because I already know what you're about to go through. So Be safe, do the right thing, do the logical thing, and make it through the day.
I'll tell you, man, I've already seen a lot of people doing the wrong thing.
People out there canoeing down the street.
Trust me, I know.
That's Florida right there.
As I clocked out, we had a rollover accident because people hauling ass in a windstorm.
Yep. I can get that turned on.
That good old Florida man, I hear it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. So everybody, all of my friends that are actually like in relative like danger / something could happen. They keep on messaging me. I don't know why I turned this on. I don't need to show that, but they keep on messaging me and are like, "Oh, are you okay up there?" Like, I'm in Pensacola area. Like, I am all the way east, and bro, there's not a cloud in the sky right now. Like, I'm good. But my friends down in Tampa, it's pouring on them. Like, they're getting all rain, surge, everything, and they're like, "Oh, are you okay?" Like, bro, worry about yourself. I'm good. Look at the radar. I'm nowhere close. But
true that.
Yeah, man, everybody stay safe out there. If you want to be more miserable than you already are in a hurricane, just go watch some Jaguars highlights from this season. And we'll just we'll get right into it. Jaguars versus Texans this week. We got Mike on to help us talk about it. I kind of want to talk about something because more and more keep piling up. Injuries. We got the Devin Lloyd was added to the list today as they did not participate. Foye Oluokun is already ruled out, not going on Sunday. Oh, Trevor, I think your mic is scratching.
It's probably picking up rain. Hold on.
Yeah, that's better. But so Foye Oluokun, Devin Lloyd will be out, both of them. I'm thinking we're probably going to see a Ventrell Miller. Oh, what's up, Eric?
Well, Montreal Brown is on there too. Buster's on there.
Yeah, I was gonna go over that too. I just know they actually ruled out Oluokun, and Lloyd was a first time not participant today. So I was gonna go over the injury report, but I know that was like the new ones that were like they officially ruled out Foye. And then we had some, but yeah, the rest of them though, Jarian as tolerated is what they called it. So like as he was able to participate, the pain he was able to endure, he participated. Darnell Savage limited. We might not have Darnell Savage again. Hopefully he's okay. They're saying he should be, but we'll see. Tank Bigsby should be good to go. Anton Harrison limited, but he should be playing. Gabe Davis shoulder limited. Cam Robinson knee limited. Hope to God he doesn't play. Evan Ingram hamstring, did not participate, but they said that he should be good to go. Foye not participating, not playing. Jarian Jones, like I mentioned, I've never heard the as tolerated designation, but
that's a new one for me too.
Yeah. So Monteric Brown, chest limited. Trevor's praying over there. And Devin Lloyd, knee, did not participate.
Dude, I would put a grocery boy in over Monteric Brown.
I think the worst part about it, though, Trevor, is that as soon as they put in DeAndre Prince on like his first rep, he got burned for a touchdown.
Yeah, I know he got cooked too.
I
didn't
think
say he was doing any better.
I know.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
I just think we know why Monteric was playing. I think we no quality depth there. But if you want, there
was a beaming laser beam of light at the start of the season, and somebody just turned that motherfucker off.
It was Travis Etienne when he fumbled on the 1 yard line.
It's just a long tunnel. That's all it is. It's a very long tunnel.
I hope so. I hope there is an end to it. But Mike, y'all got some new ones over there too. I'll let you go over that.
Like I said, you already know we don't know who the hell is going to be playing running back for us. I know it won't be Joe Mixon, and it looks like we won't get another Damian Pierce sighting anytime soon. Cam Akers looks like he's going to be the guy to go for us. Like I said, practice squad is going to be a thing that looks like it's brought up for both our teams. As of this point right now, we are pretty sure there won't be any Tank Dell either. Nico was added to the injury report today. Damn, I almost got what you call it? Jimmy. Good old Jimmy back there playing safety.
Jimmy Ward.
Jimmy Ward didn't practice today either. I'm like, oh God, this isn't getting good. I'm actually thinking we might end up watching a preseason game with all these damn injuries. But I don't know.
That means we'll win.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. It's highly likely I probably will too.
Well, I'd like to ask
our
you
only saving grace is CJ. That's our one saving grace is CJ.
Well, CJ wasn't no saving grace last week, which is something I wanted to ask you about. So obviously, I can't study every one of the Texans games. We got 1,000,001 of our own damn problems, obviously. Yeah. But from what I understand and what I can gather from loose studying and loose coverage, the Texans actually have been playing pretty rough in comparison to what we expected from them as well. As far as on the offensive side, especially. I mean, other than the first game where they popped off with Stephon, it hasn't really seemed like it's been too much. And people have found out that if you hit CJ Stroud with pressure, I don't know why they're just not finding this out, because plenty of teams exposed that last year. If you get after that man with some pressure, it's the same thing as Trevor Lawrence. I mean, they are way more comparable than people like to admit. They are way more comparable than, honestly, because if you hit them both with a bunch of pressure, they fold. But that's almost any quarterback in the league. But
now the one thing I would have to say, that's a common misconception. Even I at one point started to think that thing. CJ Stroud last year ranked top 5 in the NFL when put under pressure. That's when he gets more accurate.
I think that depends on the type of pressure stat you're counting, though.
That's where we're getting at. The type of pressure that Minnesota brought was fucking absurd. I started.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That's when they're comparable. Because Trevor Lawrence, I don't know how many games you got to see this year, but bro has the least amount of time to throw. He has a second or less from snap to when it has to go.
Something about me when it comes to the AFC South, I watch everybody's games. So I've seen all y'all games this year. I've seen all the Colts games this year. Now, sadly, I've seen all the Mayo Man's games this year. So I watch all of it because I love football. But
I agree.
I've been a Texan fan since the beginning. So I've dealt with the AFC South since the beginning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no question that nobody in the NFL has less time than Trevor. And it ain't even close.
And that's something that I'm coming for the rest of y'all fans about too. I ain't picked this salute to service. Like, we going to war today. We going to war today. We going to war today because I'm telling you. Because here's the thing, man. Like, CJ Stroud is incredible. He is incredible. But one thing I will say, CJ definitely came into a better organization from the rip. CJ came into an all-pro in Larry Tunsil. A more sturdy line comparatively, not perfect line. They're still shoddy. They are still shoddy. Hold on 1 second. Holy shit. My battery about to die.
Uh-oh. Go plug it in, man. Plug it in.
Well, while he's saying that the offensive line thing, I gotta argue back about that because half the guys that played for the Texans last year on the offensive lines were sacking groceries before they came to play for us.
Did you see what Cam Robinson did to Trevor Lawrence this past week, my boy?
Oh, but Cam Robinson's a whole different story.
Hey, but hold on. The problem is from Cam Robinson, it almost gets worse down the line. He's terrible. The reason we hate on him the most, though, is because he got paid. Like that's why we hate on him the most.
I thank y'all for paying him. Because y'all paid him, made us pay Laramie Tunsil. We fucking had to.
No, y'all did.
All Laramie had to do was do it and say, "Hey, I'm better than this guy." And so,
yeah. And honestly, I mean, that's where it gets. This is what I got to say. Like, CJ is a great quarterback. I do believe that with time, I think Trevor has better ball placement, like especially on the outside and in the basket over shoulder throws. CJ's better about hitting in stride and keeping it not as high. Trevor tends to get a little high, but I will say this too, though. And I can't say it to be like, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses because there are plenty of times that he fucks up on his own, just as CJ does, especially as you see when that pressure comes down. I think when Trevor gets high, you'll notice is when he's not expecting to, but he somehow has time for once. I think it's just like a kid in the candy store, man. A kid in the candy store, man. You never get to experience it, and that one time, you just want to take the damn top off. You want to do it. And
the one thing that I will give Trevor that he has over CJ, and that's part of his problem, is his arm. His arm is real. It's very live. It's a very live arm. But it reminds me a lot of Josh Allen. With these guys, with these live arms, when guys are wide open, they overthrow them every time. It's the reason Jamarcus Russell is unemployed. It's the reason why all these guys with these cannons they get too excited. It's the reason Anthony Richardson is going to be a backup quarterback in the next year.
I don't even think it's going to take that long. They're going to force that motherfucker to retire on injury reserve.
Nah.
I know.
They got a shot for all his shit now. So
yeah,
but hey, toilet paper gonna make it through the year, man.
No.
I'll say this. Our 0-3 record, I honestly think is an intentional thing at this point. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, the more I go, like I've gone back and watched this a ton because, as you can imagine, working storm prep for the government, there is some downtime where you're just on standby, and there's not much you can do. So I go back and I'm watching these man. I honestly, God, I think they've gotten tired of Press Taylor, Doug Peterson combo, and they fucking want somebody gone. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm starting to feel like that's what it is because Trevor got the contract. He knows he's safe.
Yep.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Trevor knows he's safe, man, at least for the next 3 years. He's at least safe for 3 years. At least guaranteed 3 years before they even try to find a way out. Trevor's safe.
Well, right? Russell Wilson showed that nobody's safe.
No, I think Sean Payton just showed that he's still a crackhead. I'm just being real with you, man, because that was a lot of dead ass cap. But that's a whole nother debate. That's
totally different.
That's two. These are two. But I will say this. Well, even if it's not, I think anybody, man, I'm still reading post after post about Trevor Lawrence. This is Trevor Lawrence. That Trevor Lawrence has the most drop passes since entering the league of any quarterback in his time. He's got the most drop passes. Like, motherfuckers just be dropping shit. They can't catch a cold in the wintertime.
Now, even with that being said, I think me and Eric had this conversation. That's not Trevor's fault.
No, it's not, and that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Trust me. I'm for Trevor. I don't know how much you got to see our episode.
Eric, I already know. Eric, who's the fault for that? Who signs all these guys? Who brings in these mediocre receivers?
Yep.
Hold on. I gotta say something.
That's whose job needs to be on the line.
I gotta say this though.
Yep, you're
Some of
right.
the people we're getting drops from were the most consistent of security blankets over the past couple years. This is a new sighting out of a couple of these guys like Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk. Them dropping passes is not a familiar sight here. That is not
for you. No, but with that Evan Ingram, yes, it is.
No,
How do you think y'all?
No.
Not for y'all, not for the Jaguars.
When he was with the
But that's
Giants,
all that matters, though.
that's
That's all that
different.
matters.
No, that's my point. How did y'all get him? Because he dropped
I agree
passes
with
in New York.
I will say though, Evan. I will say for Evan though, he had the highest catch rate out of anybody last year.
He did,
and he did well the year before too. This year, I mean, we only saw him for what, one game?
Yeah,
one full game.
Yeah, one full game.
2 games.
Only reason why I bring that up is
No.
because him and Christian Kirk are both there for the same reasons. Christian Kirk had an issue with drops when he was in Arizona. That's why y'all were able to get him in Arizona. It was like, you know what? It ain't worth it.
Yep.
He's sometime.
Because they didn't
Evan
want to pay him
Ingram,
number one
that's
money.
no, they didn't want to pay him that money for a guy that didn't. He's not a number one receiver. He's not a catch it every time guy. That's why the Giants let Evan Ingram go. He's not a catch it every time guy. He's athletic as hell. He's actually a pretty decent blocker for a tight end, which is hard to find nowadays. And he's what you want in a tight end.
Yeah,
Except
I will say when he showed up to Duval, Evan took all that shit and threw it out the window.
Because he had something to prove.
Evan was, you're absolutely right. And I don't even think Evan's drops are so much the fact that he's gotten like comfortable or complacent.
No.
I think honestly what it was, one of them was off of contact. Should he still have brought it in? Yes, he still should have brought it in. But it's one of your first big pops of the year. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. But those are not even the tip of the iceberg of the problem, man. The biggest problem we got is anything to the left or the right of Mitch Morse gets folded as soon as the ball moves. As soon as the fucking ball moves, whether it's on a run play or a pass play. And then on top of that, if we ever do get any time in the pocket, what is the play call? It's a swing pass or a fucking bubble screen. Oh.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm scared. I'm terrified of that going to ETN. That play, he scorched our ass for multiple times.
I'm be honest. ETN is the only guy that came in last week. Other than Bigsby didn't play, or Bigsby played last week.
Yeah, he played a couple.
Bigsby had a couple. ETN and Bigsby are the only two last week that actually did anything with some type of conviction. And
they look like professionals. They did.
Look. I floated this idea because I think we in the right area. But I floated this idea last night on AFC South show, and I don't think we really thought about it like this. And here it is. When Doug Peterson took over, he took over for Urban Meyer, which it was a shit show. It was a mess. All right. Now Doug done been here. Doug, oh Lord, Doug done been here 3 years now, right? Doug has fulfilled what he needed to do, get the culture back, get it headed in the direction. But now it may be time for some new direction, something new. Not a old recycled coach, no Bill Belichick's and all that. Somebody new, fresh, as we talked about before, to take this team over the top now. Because remember, everybody been coming in has had that old football mentality: run, pass here, little dink here, little dink there, run. But it's not doing anything. The defense gets hot, they stop everybody, but then the offense falls off again. Now, what we've seen for the last 8-9 games from the Jaguars, going back to last year. We done lost. Yeah. So I think, you can put it on the player, say, but I think it's more the head shed. Also, what I said is when you have coaches and players constantly talking about how we still got confidence in the system, we still have confidence in each other. That's kind of a red flag right there. That's a big red flag.
False bravado is what it is.
Yeah, that's talking points.
Hold on, one thing I will say. This one thing I'll say. If you got your team that went out against the fastest team in the league and whooped their ass for the entire first half, you made the mistake of getting conservative in the second half. That's on you.
Right.
But you did go out and you did show to yourself and to everyone else that you can, in fact, do it. That the system you do have can, in fact, hang with one of the best teams in the league. You went out and you showed that.
Okay.
That's where that kind of confidence comes from. Now,
Right.
and I'll say this because I watched everything we put out about Doug Peterson and all of his interviews and pressers since the game, every time actually, and I've been listening very closely because it's very troubling times. It is. It is. But I'll tell you this. I don't hear the same "we're fine" bullshit, but I do hear we know we can do it. Because in that aspect, he's not wrong. We do have a great quarterback. We do have a good running back combo in Etienne and Bigsby. Our offensive line, they're dog shit. I don't know why that they do for some reason have confidence in them. They fucking suck. All right. But we do have the receivers. We've got the tight end. Our defense is banged the fuck up. I mean,
it's the NFL. Everybody is right now.
Yeah, but I was about to say, but welcome to the NFL. But I will say I do think we're suffering pretty heavy though, because almost all of our secondary starters are fucking hurt. Like almost every one of them. It's pretty bad. And then both of our starting linebackers are now also hurt. Like we're hurting pretty fucking bad on the defense side of the ball.
So Tank Dell stay out.
But that being said, yeah, absolutely. But that
you'll probably get that. I'll give you Tank nursing them ribs right now. They talking about the wrist injury, but the ribs injury is the real bad.
Yeah.
Right. But I'll tell you this though. Doug's looking around and he saw what our defense was able to do to the fastest team in the league, and he saw what our offense was able to do when they pulled the fucking lid off and didn't hold them back. Just let them fucking go. That is that's where statements like that come from. And I get what you're saying about the false bravado as far as like just trying to put a face on. But I don't believe that's what he's doing. I do believe, because as a head coach, I know that's what I'd be doing. Even if I don't say from him, it's not false bravado. He really does believe in the system. His players, I'm not so sure.
Well, I'll say go ahead.
And that's where I'm at.
I believe Doug believes in.
Yeah. I mean, what I was going to say is somebody brought this up because they were talking, of course, they were blaming Trevor and being like, oh, he's going to get a good coach fired, blah, blah, blah. So what we're seeing right now, though, in Jacksonville is exactly what we saw in Philadelphia. He came in the year before. He came in with a brand new, featured live arm quarterback who can sling the ball down the field and leave the pocket when he needs to. He came in with a solid running back group, good receivers, a tight, Zach Ertz, who's a great tight end. He came in with a good defense. I mean, there were probably 5 or 6 Hall of Famers total on that Eagles roster the year they won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference we're seeing right now in Jacksonville, is that he came in with a young, fresh quarterback. There wasn't as much pressure being sent in 2022 because they saw how he played in 2021. So defenses weren't pushing him as much. They were trying to let him throw the ball and get those interceptions and cause turnovers. You got the young players who believe in themselves. You got the new coach, Doug Peterson. He won a Super Bowl, all this, that, and the other. He's from the Andy Reid tree. He came in, he overperformed early. But because the Eagles had 2 Hall of Fame tackles and a Hall of Fame center, and then experienced wide receivers to throw to and 3 running backs that they could pass the ball off to, and then they had that defense with Fletcher Cox and the boys over there. They had a great team. And then what happened? The next year, not as great. The year after, terrible. Doug Peterson, why does he get fired? Fighting to keep people on his staff and getting mad that they won't let him do whatever he wants. It's the exact same thing we're seeing in Jacksonville right now. And It's the same thing I said about the Texans last year, but it's different because their coach and their GM showed in the offseason that they can continue to build a program. While in Jacksonville, it's not happening. I think the Texans overperformed last year because there may be one Christian Kirk injury not happening away from not making the playoffs last year. And also, too, I'll say this as well. I think the Texans are a great team. I think CJ Stroud's great, and I think they're building something good over there. Something I'm worried about, though, they paid Laramie Tunsil. They've got Titus Howard. They're looking worse this year. Now, it could clean up. They could be fine. But we're starting to see a little bit there crack. But I think overall, the Texans staff has built a better shell for CJ Stroud in terms of bringing in players. They made that move for Stephon Diggs. They didn't trade for somebody who just came off of a restriction from gambling. They went out and got a guy that was a bona fide number one for another player the year before, and they brought him in while they had, you know, an up-and-coming Tank Dell. Nico Collins just had a breakout year. They got they got 2 number ones and one number 2/3. That's only a 3 because there's 2 number ones on the roster. You know, they brought in Joe Mixon. They brought in these guys. You know, we're bringing in Eric Armstead was a good pickup, but we sat on our hands after 2022 when we made it to the playoffs. The Eagles sat on their hands after 2017 when they made it to the playoffs. Like we're seeing a lot of the same trends that happen in Philadelphia, you know. And for me, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me personally, all I'm seeing is a guy that can come in, hype up the boys. He's from the Andy Reid tree. He's had success. He played quarterback. He's a people's coach. He gives them ice cream on Saturdays. But then as soon as it gets tough, he doesn't know how to rally the troops and get them going no matter how good they are. And then the offensive line, clearly something's going on there. I don't know what it is. We don't have the talent. We might have the talent. We might not. I don't know. Something's going on.
They're ass cheeks. That's
we're a couple years removed from Cam Robinson allowing 1 sack. He gets paid. You know, we get Phil Rauscher, and now all of a sudden we have the worst offensive line in the league. We draft Anton, who had a relatively promising first year. He looks like he's regressed. We bring in Mitch Morse, who, you know, was great for Buffalo last year. He's been decent, but he hasn't been as good as he was last year. Of course, he's 33, so that could be part of it. But, like, you know, Brandon Sheriff, Pro Bowl, All-Pro right guard, comes to Jacksonville. He's terrible. We got Ezra Cleveland and a turnstile at left guard in terms of, like, the amount of players that have played there in the past 2-3 years. I just think Doug Peterson is a great face to bring in and a hype man. And then as soon as it gets tough, he doesn't know how to rally the troops to get them to go, keep on going. That game against the Chargers, whatever, you know, that was Trevor coming out, getting mad and doing his thing. I don't think that had anything to do with Doug Peterson giving the halftime pep talk. You know, I just think that he has an early ceiling where he has that initial surge of confidence, but he doesn't have what it takes to get the boys going whenever we get down like this. And I think that's going to hurt us. And until we see him gone, we might not see any resurgence, and it might be a low win season. But for me, that's what I'm seeing out of Doug Peterson, is the same thing we saw in Philly.
Yeah. Which is basically what I said. Time for him to go. It's time to bring somebody else in. He's accomplished what he needed to do.
What I see as me being a Texans fan and watching the Jaguars for as long as I have, I see Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien came in. O'Brien came in, and the team was great under him. They won the division 3 years in a row. Then they got their ass kicked by the Chiefs. And the next year, what happened? They look like crap.
Yep.
And then what did this team decide to do? We're going to let Bill try to fix it.
Yeah.
We fired him after 4 games that next year. Because I've said this a couple times, Bill O'Brien is actually a pretty decent coach. But he's only going to get you so far. Oh, he's a horrible GM.
I remember him talking about that. If I could do it again, I'd never agree to that.
Yeah, he fought for the job. His dumb ass fought for it. He said, I want to do it. Hey, now that Belichick shit doesn't work for everybody.
No.
It don't work. It didn't work for Belichick for us. But that's what I see with Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is like you said, he's a good coach. But when you're trying to get to a Super Bowl, get over the hump, become the team that you want to be, you got to get a great coach. And like you said, Eric, you don't want any retreads. You don't want it.
No.
But you tell me what young coach that you've seen around the NFL right now, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, that looks like a good hire.
Ryan Nielsen.
No, yep.
Ryan Nielsen.
Ryan Nielsen. Yep.
I'm telling you.
But what's the you think he'll take the job in Jacksonville over some other jobs?
I think if he gets the head coach position,
I think he will. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's going to get a head coach position. He's going to get a head coach position.
No, what I'm saying, I mean, you got to think about it this way. If you're picking, right, and you get to take a head coach position, you're a defensive coordinator. Now, I don't know what jobs are going to be open, you know, what it is, but the team you just work with, you got Josh Allen on a fresh contract, who is arguably one of the best pass rushers in the league. You got who's up and coming. Oh, Oh, I froze up. My bad. You got Trayvon Walker, who's up and coming. That is a wrecking ball whenever he gets going. You got Devin Lloyd, who was the number 3 run stuffing linebacker last year and graded out top 10. He's currently a top 5 linebacker this year. Foye Oluokun we got for another 2 years. You got Tyson Campbell we just signed for another 3 years. Andre Sisco, who if he can stay healthy, could be a great safety, but he's not playing that great this year. We'll have to see. I mean, there's a lot of young, great pieces on the defense. You got Jarian, who just came in. They drafted Mason Smith for you, Jordan Jefferson. You got on the other side of the ball, you got Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, Brian Thomas Jr. You got young pieces over there, and you can
stop there.
As a defensive coordinator, he's got to make sure that he brings somebody in that is an offensive coordinator, and he has nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's going to happen. But I honestly believe your ownership is going to look for their offensive mind because they want to fix whatever problem they think is with Trevor Lawrence. We need to fix the offense. We need to fix the offense. He's going to be looking at what's his name up there in Detroit that's turned down jobs 3 years in a row.
Oh,
that's the guys.
Yeah, he's going to try
Ben Johnson.
Give him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah,
I guess see it being a Kellen Moore. If we get rid of if we get rid of
let Kellen Moore stay where he at.
If we get rid of the GM, I could see Byron Leftwich being back in the conversation.
Now, that would be good. That would be good
with his boy he wanted to bring in at GM. Like we could see that come back in.
Yeah,
I would pay to watch that. I actually think Leftwich is a pretty decent offensive mind. I actually think he has the chops to be a head coach, but
we'll see. And here's the other part, and we just hit on it. That's one of the reasons why we ended up with Peterson, because a lot of people didn't want to work with Balky. A lot of them did not want to work with Balky, so we ended up with Peterson. So, hey, it worked for a while, but maybe now we paying the piper for the decisions we made. Now we got to make some more. Especially if the season keeps going. If the season keeps going the way it is, some major decisions gonna have to be made.
One thing that I remember this. Y'all do know y'all interviewed Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Y'all interviewed Kevin O'Connell a year before he got the job in Minnesota.
Sure did.
Damn. I know y'all wish I would have hired him now.
Wish we would have done a whole lot of things now, but we where we are. We
it is what it is.
That's right. We're gonna get our first victory Sunday, and we're gonna be happy.
Well, no, this is what.
Hey, somebody go to Eric over there drinking. I need to tell him to stop drinking on. He can't drink with the camera on.
No, not yet. Not yet.
This is something that kills me about the AFC South, especially all the fans, but mostly the Texans fans. And I know you've seen it, Mike. I know you've seen it. You can't deny it. They're some of the most obnoxious and oblivious fucking people I have ever seen in my fucking life. Because
you must have never seen a Cowboys fan.
No, I'm talking about the AFC South. I'm talking
about the AFC South.
I'm talking about AFC South.
Yeah.
Yeah, AFC South. Because, man, boy, let me tell you, they thought that CJ Stroud was the second coming of Jesus and y'all was going to the Super Bowl, and where'd y'all end up? Exactly where the fuck the Jaguars were the year before. You scraped into the playoffs on a last play of the game. You won your divisional round. You made it to the second round, and then you got your asses whooped. But we actually made it more competitive in the divisional round. But either way, we did the same damn thing.
Well,
y'all are one Gardner Minshew dunk pass completion from not even making the playoffs. We are one pick away from not making it at all.
I'm going to speak for the Texans fans and stuff like this. Last year, nobody thought this was a Super Bowl team. They didn't believe Steve.
That's not what they said.
No, those are alcoholics. Leave them alone. Those ain't real fans.
Everywhere, big dog. Y'all got a lot of fucking alcoholics.
But we got a lot of bandwagon fans. I'll be the first to admit it. We got a shit ton of bandwagon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been there since the beginning. I was sitting there with a COVID mask on in the second row. That building was empty. There were me and a few fans in there. It's not that. We got a lot of bandwagon fans. When CJ got drafted, everybody was us, Ohio State quarterback. He's not going to make it. He's not going to succeed. One of my closest friends, who is a Ohio State fanboy, he loves them. He told me, y'all got one. Y'all got a real one in CJ. And even I was like, you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I took his word for it. And it turned out CJ Stroud is a good quarterback.
Yep.
You can't take that from him. He is a good quarterback.
No, he's really good.
He's edging up on that side of what might be a great quarterback. But he's in his second year in the NFL. That conversation did happen too early. Even I admit that conversation happened too early. But you got to strike while the iron's hot. This guy showed you I can win games with trash over there. So let's give him some weapons. Like you said, they gave him weapons. They did that. Even I started, it was like, well, shit, the Super Bowl ain't that hard to get to. Look at the Bengals. They got there. And if I hear one more person compare CJ Stroud to Joe Burrows,
you might as well get used to that.
I see some of the similarity. I do. But the thing is, a quarterback can't win the game by itself. As much as everybody talks about Patrick Mahomes doing this, Patrick Mahomes ain't won a goddamn Super Bowl by himself. He has
that again.
He
has
has
one of the best supporting casts in the league.
Yeah, I heard he's got a couple pet zebras.
No, but if he does this year. But I'll say with this, he has one of the most strategic supporting passes because his defense has some weaknesses in it. His offense has some weaknesses in it.
Well, actually, they look the worst they've ever looked, actually, this year.
That's my point. But we all know at some point he's going to figure out this guy Worthy's actually faster than Tyreek Hill. Let me figure out a way to put the ball in his hands. He has one of the best receiving cores he's actually had in like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's going to figure it out because we expect it because he's considered a great quarterback.
No, yeah, he is. He is a great quarterback.
Yeah. That guy that just kicked your ass. I'll be the first to admit, I didn't think he was a great quarterback. But shit, Josh Allen's looking like he's that dude right now.
Yeah, he was on the MVP before we got to him. He just continued it.
Yeah. The difference between a good quarterback and a great quarterback is very slim.
Why we didn't have a spy on? Why did we have a spy on him? I said it the week before we needed to put a spy on him. Why did we have a spy on him?
Josh Allen on him as a spy for some fucking reason.
Why did we put a spy on him?
Hey, that's the coaching problem, guys.
And then you wonder why they wasn't rushing all out because he ran on them.
Wait, I'll say this though. You also got to remember, we are on rookie corners at that point, and then the best rookie corner got hurt.
Yeah.
And then Foye got hurt.
When we talk about dumb shit, y'all don't have it to yourself. Did y'all watch what they were doing to Justin Jefferson? A 10-yard zone, and they only need 4 yards. I get that you're afraid of them, but god damn it, Lassiter is a man cornerback. Stingley is a man cornerback. Well,
put him in his face.
No,
exactly.
No.
Y'all are talking to somebody. I have walked up to Justin Jefferson. I am 6'2", 225. I'm bigger than him. At some point, you got to work with that. Stingley Stingley looks like a linebacker playing cornerback. He's so damn big now. Use that to your advantage. Press
that motherfucker. Yep.
Do something. We're playing 7 yards off of him. He needs 4. That man ran up the field and just turned around.
That's all you got to do.
Shit, it's Pee-wee football.
Unless you are receivers, they all run down and turn around together. You just go down the line. They all standing there looking at it with the man behind them. And Trevor I can't throw this.
It makes me question what's going on with the route tree when I watch that shit.
That's what we're talking about coaching. We know we have a coaching problem because our offensive game, like our play, dude, the routes are retarded. The routes are absolutely fucking retarded. The play design is some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. And notice
Doug Peterson's an offensive coach.
He is, and that's where we get concerned. That's where we get concerned. So then when you start looking at it, man, just comparatively, this is what kills me too. Like everybody thinks the Texans got a runaway game. The Texans, I'm not taking away the fact that they got 2 more wins than we do. I am not going to take away from that because they do. No ifs, ands, or buts. But they played a rookie, essentially, in Anthony Richardson. And they played a rookie in Caleb Williams, and they took advantage of that. Their inexperience showed heavily in both of those games. And then they got fucked up by Sam Darnold.
I will tell you this. The numbers for Sam Darnold.
That's legit, man.
They're good, but they look so much worse with 4 touchdowns. That man threw for 178 yards.
Look at what Josh Allen did now, bro. Look, I know your pain. I know.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck. No, but the thing is, that's Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell made Josh Dobbs. Y'all know Josh. I know y'all know
Josh, Spaceman, Moon Man.
Yeah.
Moon Man.
Hey, I would love to have Josh Dobbs.
I ain't gonna lie, he's smart as shit.
I would.
He's really
rocket
smart.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's a legitimate rocket scientist.
He's the pastronaut, bro.
He's the pastronaut.
But with all of that being said, is Josh Dobbs an NFL quarterback?
Yes.
What capacity? Are we talking about starting? No, he's not a 1.
Not any longer.
He's barely a 2.
Look, when Josh Dobbs came out of Tennessee, he had some credentials. He was the bomb. He really was. He just got stuck behind somebody.
I think the system is what will make Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When he got to Minnesota, didn't he win his first 2 games without practicing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because Kevin O'Connell said, do this, this, and this, but don't do this. And what did he go out there and do? The man's a rocket scientist. He follows instructions. He did this, and didn't do that. That's what Sam Darnold's doing right now. This, and didn't do this.
Yeah, I'm not saying Sam Darnold's good. I'm saying they were able. What it shows you is that you were able to be sliced up by a nobody that can just toss the ball because their offensive coach is that good. That was the more of the point. Not that Sam Darnold's elite, because I don't think he is. But the thing, this is what I'll say.
Well, I got to put some respect on his name. Even I say
absolutely. That. He aired that bitch out. Respect to him. He did.
I mean, the Darnolds. I ain't gonna call him no slouch either, though, because
he's
been there.
Yeah, he's capable of being a starter. Clearly,
yeah.
But here's the thing. What we have seen is the exact opposite in Jacksonville. When Trevor goes off the script and essentially tells Doug to go fuck himself, we are explosive. And it's not just explosive, it's consistently explosive. Trevor got another fucking suplex given to him in the Bills game that wasn't called again. And it knocked his comm out in his helmet. He couldn't hear. He literally looks over and says, "I can't hear you." And he just starts calling the play. He calls his own fucking drive all the way down. First touchdown of the night, that fucking drive. In the middle of that drive, they tried to bring him another helmet. He waved that shit off.
Hell yeah. No, don't
I don't want that. I don't want that. He kept calling his own up. Bip, bip, bip. Pat, let the run come in a little bit. Let him back up. Let him bite down on this. Over the top, back of the end zone. First touchdown of the night. And that was the best bit of momentum we had the whole game.
But do you
know the same thing you saw in Miami? Same thing you
saw
in Miami.
Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback.
Absolutely.
He showed that in college. I can run any offense you give me, but give me a chance. He shows that that's what an NFL quarterback should be doing. And he's a veteran now. We're not talking about a young guy anymore. He's a veteran. He can call his own plays.
It's funny, too, because the 2 knocks on him coming out of college, there were only 2. He is known to force a ball off of scheme occasionally, which we've seen that. That's accurate. And it says an incompetent organization will be the only thing that can set him up for failure. And I'll be goddamned if we didn't do both.
Yep.
It's crazy because at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This it drives me nuts because everybody's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have paid Trevor. You shouldn't have paid Trevor." You don't make it in the MVP conversation multiple fucking times if you're just a fluke to get there. Because he didn't make it there not once but twice, multiple times, and it consistently held that throughout the year until his injuries came. Like he was top 5 quarterback in the league before he got hurt last year for the first time.
Only thing I would say is maybe y'all paid him too early. Y'all were gonna pay him regardless.
Well, here's the thing. This is where it comes into that a lot of people aren't understanding the way the contract breaks down. We're still getting our 5th-year option. He doesn't start collecting any of this money until not next year, but the year after.
But you gave
all we did was lock the contract in before the market went through the roof to where we can't even begin to afford it because we have so many other people to bring back. All we did was get it before Dak got paid. That was essentially what it was. A race against the clock. before they paid Dak. That's what it was. And because we structured
in that context, it's perfect. It is. In that
Yeah.
context, it is perfect. It was perfect timing. Don't do what the Cowboys fucked up and did, because Dak wasn't supposed to get this. Don't do what Baltimore did with Lamar Jackson. Don't that would have been my only thing. Is like, damn, y'all couldn't wait like 2 weeks. But thinking about the aspect of trying to get in there before Dak got that huge contract that you knew he was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Trent Baalke did a good job on that one. Ooh, God.
Yeah.
Man, lightning going to strike me down.
Here's what I got to tell you. I got to tell you this about Trent Baalke, man. Like, I am not personally a Baalke fan. I'm not. But I can't take away from what he has done this offseason, which other than completely ignoring our offensive line besides Javon Foster, other than completely ignoring that, the moves he made were all good moves. I mean, the signing of Brian Thomas Jr.,
Gabe Davis?
Well, you got to have somebody, you got to have somebody with size that could also be a security blanket, and that's what Gabe Davis is known to be. And Gabe Davis has been one of the only receivers we've had this year to actually catch the fucking ball damn near every time you throw it at him. He's done exactly what we paid him to come here to do.
Good hands. But I thought y'all overpaid Gabe. That was my only issue.
I'm not going to disagree with you, but at the same time, it was a better contract than what we paid for far less before. So
Christian Kirk, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we bring in Gabe Davis for that. I wasn't like jumping for joy, but I understood it. It was a smart move to bring him here for the hole we had at receiver, because everybody and their mama that looked at Brian Thomas Jr. knew he was going to be as good and probably better than Ridley was for us. Regardless.
Can't argue that.
Everybody knew that, and he's already doing that because he at least catches the fucking ball when it comes to him deep. So he's already better. I mean, I'll say that right now. I don't care. He's already better.
Well, Calvin, tell me how they really feel about you over there, okay?
Listen, I got a Calvin jersey on the wall. I was very upset when we let him go, but I got it at the same time. I understood because we pulled it up in an older episode. That motherfucker was a drop machine. Not only just dropping big, deep passes, Trevor would have went over 5,000 yards, or not 5,000, 4,000, if he doesn't drop like 15 fucking 60-yard bombs. And he dropped 8 touchdowns on his own.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, I'm just saying. So, regardless, BTJ BTJ is already ahead in that category. So, for what we wanted Gabe to do, to be kind of more like a mentor to him, just not so much be like, do what I do, but like, this is what a receiver in the NFL looks like. Do these type of things, and I think it's working because Brian Thomas Jr. is electric. He is. He's fucking awesome. I love him. But and then Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson. They've actually been line wreckers when they're in. I don't know what the debate was, or we have speculation on what the debate was, but that's not even the point. They did a healthy scratch on him last week, but he should be back this week. Whatever. But either way, they were good, solid pickups. Good pickups. Jarian Jones, great pickup. He's been really good for a rookie. He's done really well. DeAndre Prince, he's got cooked a couple more times than you would like to see, but he was a late draft pick too. I mean, he's done really well for where we got him too. Javon Foster,
to really be playing.
Yeah, and for him to
Not
even
like
be able to, and to be able to be serviceable on the field as well, not just like standing there. And then Javon Foster, we haven't really got to see too much out of him other than in the preseason. He got fucked up. I ain't gonna lie, but
well, I don't think this Sunday is the Sunday to put him in there. No.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, he was a first team All SEC.
Yeah, I know.
On the line. So I can't hate on the pick. He gave the reasons to earn the draft pick. He did.
Right.
He showed you in college, like, you should draft me. And then when he got here, he was a really late pick. I mean, honestly, you already know you're flipping a coin anyway. Essentially, you're tossing a coin when you get that late in the draft. Is this going to translate? We'll find out. So that being said, he did great there. Extending Foyer, perfect, because we didn't fucking break the bank on it, and we need him. He's a top 10 linebacker. Why the fuck wouldn't we?
Tackling machine.
He's a tackle machine. But on top of that, the Trevor contract. I understand people's thing to say, like, wait till he does more. But, I mean, the only thing I can argue and say, there are plenty of people like yourself that are more intellectually sound and would say you would wait to pay CJ until he does something like astronomical. Because right now he's produced the same amount of success that Trevor has, essentially. I mean, because he got you to a divisional round playoff game, which not trying to be like poking at everything, but Trevor was more successful in the divisional round than CJ was. But not only that, and then he comes out to a good start the next year. The following year after that, Trevor was 8-3 before he got hurt. And we were in solid command of the division when you were 2 games back. And then he gets hurt and the season goes to shit. So, I mean, essentially, CJ's produced the same level. Okay? So people would say, oh, well, I'd pay CJ Stroud right now. Well, I'm sure you would, because he looks better right now because their team overall has a better shape and condition. Of course you would. You would say, oh, I'll pay him right now.
Well,
why wouldn't you pay Trevor though in Jacksonville?
But the only
all right.
Dog. Only thing that I would have said about that, the reason why people just want to get CJ and want to give him his money now and do those type of things, because what CJ did last year has never been done. Nobody's ever done it. And that's the thing. When somebody does something like that, you're like, oh shit. We all balked when Patrick Mahomes got $500 million. We all were like, what the hell?
No, I ain't gonna lie.
Who would have thought that?
I kind of saw that was coming. I didn't see that exact number, but I saw it.
No, I didn't see that number. I knew he was going to be the highest paid. But look at that now. His contract now seems
small.
Like, it's like it seems like a great deal now.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why, like you said, it made sense to go ahead and pay Trevor, because you really can't. How many teams have you seen try to replace a quarterback? They're like, you know what? I don't want to pay him. I think I can get somebody better in the draft. It never works like that.
Yep. Never.
It never works like that.
No, it doesn't. And on top of that, this is one of the reasons I wore this jersey today. Not so much the Trevor itself, but the salute to service. We going to war. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see how anybody from our franchise could say, how could you pay Trevor? Bro, Trevor's already debate. Like, if you put him in the same amount of time comparatively to other quarterbacks we've had, he's the best quarterback we've ever had. If you give him the same amount of years that we've had out of every other quarterback we've had, he would be the greatest quarterback we've ever had. Okay? Let's just start there. He's got the best arm that we've had. Eric, you only giving me that look because you remember the old heads and you know that Derek.
Me and Eric had already had this conversation with him. So that's the part of me that's like, I'm gonna let you run with this.
If you stretch Trevor's career, it's if you stretch Trevor's career to the length that they had here, is what I'm getting at.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so in that long run,
understand what you're saying.
If you put it in that context, Trevor would be the greatest quarterback we've had. As of right now, they still have more because they were here longer. They've had more, you know what I mean? Regardless, okay? But then even then you put that to the side. We had quarterback trouble.
Maybe the word to say is he will be.
Yeah, he will be for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
He will be.
He will be
right now.
Absolutely. Not yet, no, but he will be. Absolutely. And on top of that, we were switching from Nick Foles to Gardner Minshew. Yeah. And we were screaming, oh, we just need a good quarterback. We just need a good quarterback. Well, you fucking got.
Uh-oh, they shut him down. Okay. Repeat that. You froze.
My bad. I said they say we just need a good quarterback. Well, you got one, so why wouldn't you pay him? Why wouldn't you pay him? Just make that make sense to me. He takes you to your first playoff game in a since Blake Bortles. He brings you your first back-to-back winning seasons since 2006, 2007, or 2005, 2006, one of the two. He brings your first time being back-to-back winning seasons since fucking Nam. And he's shown you that he has one of the best arms out of a quarterback we've had. David Garrard had a hell of an arm, though.
Yes,
David Garrard did have a hell of an arm.
Yes.
David Garrard had a hell of an arm. I don't think David Garrard has the football IQ in a system like Trevor does.
No,
I do think.
No.
I think
David Garrard was ruined by that that linebacker guy named Jack Del Rio. That's what happened.
I know. Jack Del Rio fucked him up. I know.
Yeah.
I know. No, I liked Garrard as a quarterback. I just don't like Garrard in the system we had as a quarterback because it didn't fit him. It didn't fit him. It wasn't made for him. It was not tailored to him. You know what I mean? And I think that's the same shit we're forcing on Trevor. It's the same shit we're doing to Trevor right now.
But one of the biggest misconceptions, you already stated it right there. Oh, we just need a good quarterback. Anytime you say that, you need it. If you say that, the Bears should have won a championship. Because all they needed was just one good quarterback. Then they got what good old Smoking Jay. Y'all remember him?
Yeah, Jay Cutler, baby.
The hot dog on the bench, baby. Come on.
Yeah. You got that guy. They were still trash. Oh, yeah. No team in the NFL is a quarterback away.
Yeah.
No.
Dan Marino.
You might, if you want to say you're a head coach away, that's
a fact. That's something you can get behind.
You can be a head coach away.
Yeah, and that's
way. We have all the talent in the world. They look like they should do something. But that goddamn coaching. Oof.
And that's where Jacksonville's at. And you're right. See, but that's where people should be looking. It's just these stupid ass people. And I don't give a damn if they want to take it personal or not. Fuck you and everybody that agrees with them. All right. Listen, you looking at numbers. You're looking at, Trevor got paid $255 million. No, Trevor is going to end up being cheap as fuck when we get this figured out. I promise you.
Yeah.
By the end of this season, mid of next year, Trevor's contract's going to look
Trevor,
like a pretty good ball.
Trevor does not make $50,000 a year until the year before the contract expires. That's when he makes that $50,000 a year.
$50 million.
And I'm sure it'd be renegotiated by then. He probably won't make that. But people don't look at that because they listen to the talking media heads that have nothing. They just look at what's out there and they need something to talk about. And that's what they do. Fans aren't the smartest in the world. Let's just go on and put it out there. They're not the smartest.
It's not that they're not smart. They're smart.
No,
they're smart. No, they're smart to know when to switch their attitude.
Fans are smart, but they think with their hearts.
Yes.
And thinking with your heart will have you in a bad situation.
You know what? I understand what y'all saying, but I'm gonna say, miss me with that bullshit. Some of them are just dumb. I talk to them on a daily basis. Okay.
They can't be dumb.
No, some of them are just dumb.
I'd encourage all of them, man. Go like Eric said, man. Watch some film. Eric's always watching film. Go watch that damn film. Because last week, this last episode, me and Isaiah went through plenty of plays, man. Even when Trevor Lawrence is getting drilled, like in his fucking face mask, bro, still elite ball placement. I'm not gonna lie, it was defensive pass interference all day. The DB never turned for the ball. We're Jacksonville. We're not getting that call.
Look. When he had Trayvon, was it Trayvon? Yeah, Trayvon Walker turned around, holding him like he was finna beat him up in the booty. And he was just like he had him off the ground and he was just holding him. I'm like, okay, what y'all doing back there? Nobody gonna throw a flag or nothing? He's definitely holding him because he up off the ground. He holding him like he in prison about to tear some booty up or something. I'm like, yeah, this one of them games, man. But when you see that right there, you're like, oh my goodness.
No, it was definitely.
I mean, that's what it looked like, man.
It was, and I think that played a big part why we ended up being crushed as hard as we were. Because you're absolutely ignorant if you don't think the players pick up on when the refs are taking them out of a game. I mean, because I can remember my playing days, like I'm telling you, we knew when it was happening. And as soon as it starts happening, you almost lose hope right then. It's really hard to keep ahead in the game after some shit like that. It really is. Because you want to think, I can play through it. It ain't going to matter. But you know this is a good team on the other side of the ball, man. You know that you're not playing your best ball at the moment anyway. Damn, man.
Look, you know what though? Honestly,
that's the head coach's job. He's got to get him back.
Well, you know, I've been saying this the whole season too. Once again, we got out coached. That game right there, we did. We got the first play. You can tell we got our coach. Just the design, Jarvis. He. I say this is some high school stuff right here. He's taking the man. He's following the receiving man across the formation. And the man stops and goes the other way, but he's running full speed the same way he was going ahead of time. So when the ball is snapped, nobody's there to cover him.
That might have been a rookie move, though, more than a coaching move. I'd I'd say what our biggest example, like our is
huh?
Epeneza's
Robot got a hold of.
Like is blowing his edge up. A dump pass to his side. That's our coach.
Well, yeah. Okay, what about the other one where they ran into each other? Somebody ain't communicating. Somebody ain't doing something, Trevor. Because
no, I agree. But then you have to ask too.
This is what I'll say. You know, it's one thing to make a rookie mistake.
Yeah,
but man, some of them missed assignments and with just communication. Just talk. You know, and that's what happening.
On defense, I really don't feel like what we're having is an out coach problem. I think we're having an out staff problem.
Well, yeah,
we're just getting outran, we're getting outsized, and Ryan Nielsen has his scheme. He knows the scheme,
right?
But we just don't have the personnel left and active to run it.
But a good defensive coordinator changes his goddamn scheme.
Well, he did.
I don't have the guys to run this scheme.
Well, he started playing zone. The problem is, though, he's got rookies and people that are man corners getting put in zone because they're not zone. They're not zone players.
But so if you're gonna go to zone, you got to put pressure on the quarterback.
You got to.
And that's
once again,
he gets hurt.
Yeah, but you can't really put pressure on Josh Allen because if you don't maintain your boundaries, he take off on you. Because most of his runs he made were for 10 yards or more, first down.
I point this out. The second half, we did adjust. We shut him down multiple times in the second half. Times. We made adjustments on the defensive side.
I'll be honest with you, Trevor. I think they took the foot off the gas a little bit in the second
half. In the fourth quarter, absolutely. The third quarter, they came out slinging. They came out slinging in the third quarter, and we still stopped them.
Yeah, we stopped them.
I think we're getting out coached. It's absolutely 100% on the offensive side of the ball. Because if you saw what Ryan Nielsen was doing,
we're predictable. We're predictable.
Absolutely, and that's where
we're an NFL team. Yeah, we're an NFL team. So it's at some point there's that pride that kicks in. It's like, man, I'm tired of this dude kicking my ass. What do I need to do to keep him from kicking my ass?
Turn your headset off. Turn your headset off and start playing.
we don't see Trevor bounce his own helmet on the ground.
Yeah, why not? Every time he does
it, he do it multiple times. He's trying to break that motherfucker.
Every time he does it, the offense moves. It moves. It flows. So, and that's the other problem. We still don't know who's calling plays. Hell, we still don't know what. And here's something else, gentlemen, that I think. Dewey supposed to be back hopefully next week because that's the 4 weeks, right? We get Gibson back hopefully because he's coming off suspension. My question is, we still don't know anything about Dewey's injury. So is he coming back or not?
Well, they never told us that, and they ain't never told us. They ain't never told us exactly what they found with Evan Ingram either.
Right,
they
never
said what they found with Ingram. They just said it was something in his hamstring that he may have pulled it a little bit, but they said he was getting MRIs to confirm, and they never told us shit about that. They never told us shit about his knee. They didn't tell us about Devon Hamilton last year. They didn't tell us nothing until it was already done and he was gone.
Right.
And honestly,
y'all gonna learn how we did in Houston. Them soft tissue things, them hamstrings, them quads.
Trust me, we know.
They last.
I think we know. We all know personally about those because I do. Boy, do I.
We talked about that a little bit earlier, huh, Isaiah?
All right.
But what I'm trying to get at real quick is that's good. But what I'm worried about more this game here is that's why I'm glad Takedown stay out this game. Michi stay out this game.
He'll be playing. If there's no Takedown, you're gonna see Michi.
Because look,
ain't hurt.
If we don't get the pressure on Stroud, okay, like I said on y'all show, he's not as big a scrambler as the ones we have faced already, which is good. He does scramble a little, but it's not as much. So we can put the pressure on him somewhat. But if that front four, front five don't get to Stroud, our secondary gonna get cooked, man. I mean, let's be honest, Trevor. They're gonna get cooked.
Stroud scrambles to throw,
Exactly.
not to run.
Right.
But
my point.
That's been dangerous as hell all year. That's part of the reason we won the 2 games we did. It's because when he starts scrambling, good defensive backs break down and lose containment.
Well,
y'all telling me y'all got defensive backs that y'all are worried about.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad day if y'all let him break containment.
You see, that's why we can't happen. That's what I just said.
Yes,
but
and y'all are down at receiver too.
Yeah, so that helps us. Y'all Schultz out, so he's a tight end, so he's not.
Schultz will be there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Schultz will be there.
Okay, he'll be there. Okay, all right. Go ahead, Isaiah. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, one thing I do like about this week is that we got Cage. We've been playing Cage the past 2 weeks, playing against these scrambling quarterbacks. Hasn't really worked, but we at least have been playing it. They haven't been going quite as hard trying to get there. Been leaving the middle. Like I said, middle of the line just wide open. I don't know why.
Right.
Like we got nobody in the A gaps. They're going out, and the guys are walking right up the middle. But it's gonna be interesting. I think like last year they're gonna pin the ears back and go after the Texans. I don't think there's any reason to play cage and contain and I think you want CJ Stroud to hurt you with his legs because that means he's not getting extra time where he can move out of the pocket and just sit there and throw the ball deep downfield. You want him to have to cross the line of scrimmage and use his legs to get some yards because I think that's one thing is the more time he has, the more dangerous he is. But what's up, Eric? What you got?
That's any quarterback.
No, I know. I mean,
I'm just messing with you.
Not necessarily, but I know what you mean. You give Will Levis that amount of time, he's going to run and do a front flip and throw the ball backwards 50 yards. So, not any quarterback, but most.
Yeah.
But I think unless anybody else got some points or anything, it's a pretty good place to cut it off here. I think one thing we need to take into account kind of as a final point here is Doug Peterson holding back the best person we have in Press Taylor. No, I'm kidding. I knew Trevor would.
Trevor's face was amazing. I love that one. Oh,
but
we need to bring in another coordinator. If nothing else happens, bring in another coordinator.
We need to bring in a whole
quit my day job right now.
Huh? Say what? You quit your day job.
I'll quit my day job right now.
Bring in another coordinator. Or hell, better yet, just let Trevor call the plays, his own plays.
I'm be real with you. I'd be excited to see that because he don't move. The offense don't move slow when he's doing it. It ain't like a slow march down the field. That motherfucker hauls ass.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's stretching the field.
That'll work for a series here and there. No quarterback can do that all game. You can't do it.
No, but all we need is a series or two. Honestly,
just to break it up a little bit of the monotony.
Yeah. Okay, because I can tell you, we're gonna throw our first series Sunday is gonna be we're gonna throw a short pass across the middle or to the out for 4 or 5 yards. Then we're gonna come back, give it to ETN
up the middle for negative.
Up the middle for -3. Then we're gonna come back and try a swing pass that's ain't gonna have a chance to go nowhere. Then we're gonna punt the ball. That's it.
I'll be goddamned if it happens exactly like that. Hey, Eric, I'm gonna see you a message say, I'll be goddamn. That man knew exactly what his team was gonna do.
It's gonna be similar to that, believe me, unless they just go totally different.
It's something we've said on this show for a long time that Press Taylor or Doug Peterson, both of them, no matter which one's calling plays, they just are addicted to wasting first down with a run up the gut with the shittiest line I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They're fucking addicted to it. They love throwing first down away. Fucking
exactly. Or he may try and hit Gabe Davis down the seam. Gabe or Kirk down the seam just to see what's going on.
No, I'm going to tell you, though. Every time you see Trevor do this shit right here and he wipes the play away, y'all better not fuck around and let that line give him more than 2 seconds. Don't fuck around and do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Well, we got two defensive ends. We got 2 defensive ends that's coming to eat. They come.
Yeah, we're gonna put our tight. We're gonna put our tight ends on them. You know what? Our tight ends actually blocking better.
Did you see how that shit worked for us?
No,
we put a tight end on the good pass rush.
Oh, our tight
Luke Farrell's on that shit.
Yeah.
now.
Luke Farrell went on
some
Miles
balls.
Garrett and stopped his ass up. So
Yeah, Luke Farrell grabbed Myles Garrett like he was a man child and moved his ass. Get the fuck out of the way.
Our tight ends
But
block now.
I would tell you this: Danielle Hunter's a different creature.
Well,
the guy that big and that athletic is just
it's that
It's
Mario.
crazy, though.
You know what? Who is really one you watch? Mario Edwards Jr.
Yep.
Because all the attention is paid to Hunter and Anderson, and he's one-on-one.
He's a monster. He's been a monster.
Of
they
course,
just forget about
it. Yeah, why not? You got them two studs on the end.
Other than the Panthers game, Laramie Tunsil got his ass ate the fuck alive by Josh Allen last year.
Oh, it's gonna happen again.
Josh Allen is due for a rip him apart game. He's due.
He's due, but I'm gonna tell you this: there's gonna be a lot of cameras on Laramie Tunsil.
Of course,
I actually think this is gonna be one of his best games he's had in probably a couple years because everybody's waiting on him to fuck up.
I don't think that's
everybody is.
I think the idea is correct. Like he's probably gonna try that.
But now, with that being said, have y'all as much shit as even I talk about Laramie Tunsil? You do out of all the tackles in the NFL, he's allowed the least amount of pressure on his quarterback out of everybody.
That's because CJ runs to the other side. No, I'm just kidding.
No. If he has to wheel out, that's considered pressure. His man does not
sometimes
touch
be wheeling out even before the pressure get there, just because he knows. Like, see, that's one thing CJ is really good about. Even before the pressure actually gets there, he knows where it's going to come from. But that's right there. That right there, though, is point blank case exactly how you know the Texans have a better line than the Jaguars, because he's got time to see where the fuck it's coming from after the ball snaps. Because Trevor snaps the ball and it's already there. Like it's there now.
Out of every argument we've had today, I ain't no argument there. I do not want y'all offensive line. I don't want y'all offensive line to protect our quarterback. I don't want y'all offensive line to protect my house. I don't want your offensive line to protect nothing. If they protect it, you might as well take that
my
shit.
brother's Little League team. They trash.
Yeah, they suck. They really do.
You're not going to get my son killed out there.
Hell no. He got big dreams, damn it.
God damn it. Had them goddamn 12-year-olds chasing my son all around because he's grown-ass men can't block shit.
Goddamn Brandon Scherf's down on the ground fucking faking another knee injury. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what we're gonna do on the offseason. We're gonna build we everything goes toward the offensive line this time. We didn't got everything else. Okay, hands
build the wall.
Yeah,
in front of Trevor Lawrence. do something, bro. Please.
I love you, Duval guys. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Woo! Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
We got to draft Desmond Watson out of Florida. He's that 421-pound D tackle.
Hell no.
Nah, bro. Put him at left guard, and he's at least gonna take up enough space and do better than anybody we got on that line right now.
Dude, I watched him this weekend. He was getting cooked. See, I started saying like the new people say now. He was getting cooked, man.
Yeah, but then they got to climb over him if they get him down. At least he'd stop him up better than anybody else.
They were running around.
He can't move. He can't move. His knees look like my knees.
Left guard, he ain't got to. Just stand there. If he just stands there, he's an automatic upgrade to anybody we got at left or right guard. If he just stands there, getting around him takes more time. You might get caught in his orbit and have to go around twice. I'm just saying.
That man said he better than a corpse out there. Yeah.
No, because Cam Robinson's throwing him on to Trevor now. Like, I'm so serious. He really did. He should have caught a felony charge for that shit. That was crazy.
Yeah. Cam Robinson out here slipping and sliding like he's in Diddy's mansion, throwing people into Trevor.
I need not the baby oil. Not the baby oil.
Not a freak oil.
That's probably a good place to cut that
Robinson.
Shout out to Worm.
Shout out Worm.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Worm.
I will get all your stuff plugged in. I'm gonna drop this one in the morning since it's late. But yeah, y'all.
I love you guys, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Mike, I'll be at the stadium. Duval. Mike don't like Duval, y'all. But Mike, I'll be at the stadium at around 10 o'clock, 10:30 Sunday morning. So I'll be looking for you.
All right, hit me up. I'll be there early. I'll be there talking about, man, fuck Broward County.
Hey, y'all heard it. They're gonna be there. All right, y'all. Be good.